With businesses slowly reopening, do customers have the right to ask if employees have been fully vaccinated? The founder of Kotak Personal Law, Nainesh Kotak, joins us with more. Good morning.
Morning. Thank you for having me.
And you're feeling good this morning? I understand you are now fully vaccinated, or you got your second shot yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. Just a bit of a sore arm, a little bit tired, but it's probably because you guys waking me up early.
Okay. we should note as well, like, you're not fully vaccinated until about 14 days from now, but anyways, you've had your second shot.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we're getting asked now when you go into a business, I'm thinking a grocery store, a drugstore, you go in and somebody asks you, all of those questions. Have you been away? Do you have symptoms, kind of thing? Will they be asking soon if we've been vaccinated, and can we ask back?
Yes, I see the evolution to this. More and more people are obviously getting their second dose now, and of course it may be a little bit too early to have those questions asked, but I think it will. And for the consumer, obviously, becomes sort of a choice issue for them. If you're going to a salon and you're not, your hairstylist is not vaccinated, well, there's more of a risk, obviously, of contracting COVID, bringing it home to others who are not vaccinated, for example, children. So, obviously, I think people will use that choice and to find a place that has more safety protocols, etc. And similarly with respect to businesses, there could be liability of business owners to their own employees. For example, if they don't have a mandated vaccination policy for their employees, and for certain types of businesses for the people entering the premises. There is legislation, Bill 218, that protects businesses, quite frankly, from liability for the contraction of COVID from consumers and people entering the property other than employees. Unless it can be shown they didn't use a good faith effort and they were grossly negligent. So the test is pretty difficult to find a business, in fact, liable, and we're seeing that with long-term care homes, etc. But not with respect to employees. If an employer allows employees in, when there's close settings, people can't be separated apart, and one of the employees gets one of the variants or carries it to their family, there could be liability on the employer. So I really think that depending on the nature of the employment, most employers, in fact, will probably have some mandated policy for vaccinations. Now, the question is it a bona fide occupational requirement? If people are working from home, obviously it's not. If people are in close settings, healthcare settings, for example, definitely I think it would be justifiable. Couple of grounds where you wouldn't be able to enforce that on your employees, human rights considerations. If somebody has legitimate medical reasons not to be vaccinated, such as a serious autoimmune disorder, or religious grounds, although quite frankly I'm not aware of any religion that in fact doesn't allow you to be vaccinated.
Now, on the flip side to this, can employers make sure that their employees are, could that be a condition of employment that you have to be fully vaccinated?
Yes, as I was saying, absolutely. And again, it really depend on the employment setting.
Okay.
And I think employers would be doing their due diligence to do this. Otherwise, they may be liable to the other places of work. Interesting question, Annette, is even doctors, chiropractors, can they mandate whether or not patients coming in are actually vaccinated? Yeah. And the issue for them, obviously it's going to be a question they'll have to discuss with their respective colleges, College of Physicians and Surgeons, for example. But those doctors or health practitioners, whether it's a dentist or what have you, they owe a duty to their staff and their other patients not to have variants brought in and them get infected. So I think there's going to be, interesting outcomes when it comes to actually requiring the patient to be vaccinated before you actually get treatment.
I'm sure there's lots more to discuss on this. Thank you, Nainesh, for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thank you.